The alien princess screamed in pain, her flesh shredded by a dozen plasma whips, as her family's sleek ship abandoned her on the desolate hellworld of Zorgax 9. In a dim, vast chamber deep within the bowels of the Galactic Council space station, Philip Morris shifted his weight, acutely aware of being the sole human amidst the alien representatives scrutinizing him from their floating platforms. The council leader, a willowy being with luminous eyes set in semi-transparent skin, spoke somberly. His words hung heavily, foreboding. "We have summoned you, Philip Morris, to undertake a mission upon which the galaxy's fate hinges. You are our final hope." The Iridian threat loomed, a sinister spectre. Their new planet-killer weapon, if unleashed, would annihilate countless star systems. Infiltration of their stronghold, destruction of the prototype, theft of the plans. These monumental tasks fell to Philip alone. The aliens' psionic field would cripple the Council's fleets and incapacitate their warriors. Only a human mind could withstand the onslaught. The weight of billions of lives pressed upon Philip's shoulders as he accepted the data crystal, the enormity settling into his bones. But another objective emerged from the leader's parting words, an enigmatic individual taken captive by the Iridians. High value, game-changing, identity unknown. The stakes climbed ever higher. Philip strode from the chamber, destiny's burden in his grasp, the galaxy's salvation or damnation resting on his all-too-human hands. With the fate of billions in his hands, Philip called in every favor to assemble a crack team of specialists and mercs. Zax was the first to join up. The eccentric Zorgian could hack into anything with wires. Kira signed on next, a stone-cold Valkorian sniper with 1,000 confirmed kills. Gron was the final recruit, an absolute mountain of muscle, with fists the size of Philip's torso. The massive Krellian would be their enforcer and tank. They were prepping their gear in a shady hangar bay when Philip's wristcom pinged with an incoming transmission on an encrypted channel. Text scrolled across the holo display. "I have critical intel on the Iridian base and the VIP captive. Meet alone at abandoned refueling station. Coordinates attached. Come unarmed, tell no one." His team was instantly suspicious. Zax inspected the message source but couldn't trace it. "It's too dangerous, boss. Smells like a trap," the hacker said, shaking his head. Kira chimed in. "I don't like it. We should stick to the plan." But Philip couldn't risk passing up a lead this big. He had to take the chance. He ordered his team to hold position as he took a shuttle to the derelict station. The airlock hissed open into eerie silence, nothing but the hum of Philip's enviro suit. Then 3 shadows burst from the darkness, Iridian assassins, blades crackling with psionic energy that fried Philip's pulse pistol. He barely dodged the first slash, dropping into a fighting stance as the assailants circled him. He launched into a brutal dance, bare knuckles against psi blades, cracking ribs and crushing windpipes, until only one twitching assassin remained. Philip dragged the semi-conscious Iridian up by his collar. "Spill it. What's this critical intel?" The assassin gurgled a mocking laugh, purple blood staining his teeth. "The prisoner is Pollux, the Emperor's daughter, the traitor whore, who plotted against him." Philip's blood ran cold. This changed everything. "Where is she?" "Fool, you too late. It's already moved. Weapon is ready." The assassin spent his final breath on a mocking rasp. "You will all burn." Philip let the lifeless body drop, mind reeling as he raced back to his ship. He briefed his team on this game-changing revelation. They didn't just need to destroy the weapon and steal the plans, they had to extract Pollux, now the linchpin to ending this conflict. But where had the Iridians taken her? As they debated their next move, unease churned in Philip's gut. The Iridians had known he'd come alone, had known their target, which could only mean one thing: a mole on the Galactic Council, feeding them intel, always keeping them one step ahead. "Trust no one, find Pollux, destroy the weapon, save the galaxy. No matter the cost." The Iridian stronghold loomed before them, a foreboding fortress carved into the heart of a hollow asteroid. Philip knew breaching its defenses would be no easy feat, but failure was not an option. The fate of the galaxy hinged on their success. Zax's fingers danced across his datapad, his brow furrowed in concentration as he probed for weaknesses in the stronghold's security systems. Kira readied her sniper rifle, the weapon an extension of her lethal precision. Gron cracked his knuckles, a low growl rumbling in his throat, eager to unleash his raw power against the enemy. "I'm in," Zax announced, his voice tight with tension. "I've disabled their outer defenses, but we'll have to move fast. They'll detect the breach soon." Philip nodded, his jaw set with determination. "Then let's make it count. Kira, take point. Gron, watch our backs. Zax, keep those security systems off our tail." They slipped inside, the air thick with the hum of alien machinery. The labyrinthine corridors twisted and turned, disorienting in their complexity, but Philip's mind was focused, his instincts guiding them deeper into the heart of the stronghold. Resistance came swiftly, Iridian soldiers swarming from every direction, their weapons spitting searing bolts of energy. Kira's rifle barked, each shot finding its mark with deadly accuracy. Gron charged into the fray, his massive fists crushing armor and bone alike, a one-man wrecking crew against the enemy ranks. Philip led the charge, his own weapons blazing as he cut a path through the chaos. They pushed forward, relentless, unstoppable, until they reached the hidden laboratory at the stronghold's core. "Zax, get those plans!" Philip barked, laying down covering fire as the hacker sprinted for the lab's control console. "Kira, Gron, hold the line!" But even as they fought, Philip's gaze was drawn to a familiar figure among the Iridian thralls. Pollux, the alien princess, her once fierce spirit subdued by the dull sheen of mind control. In that moment, he knew he had to save her. Breaking away from the battle, Philip charged towards Pollux, his heart pounding in his ears. She met his advance with a flurry of blows, her strength and speed amplified by the Iridian's psionic grip on her mind. They clashed in a brutal dance, Philip parrying and dodging, trying to find an opening to subdue her without causing harm. A glint of metal at her temple caught his eye, a strange device pulsing with eerie light, the source of her enslavement. Gritting his teeth, Philip lunged forward, his fingers closing around the device. With a desperate yank, he tore it free, the metal crumpling in his grasp. Pollux went limp, collapsing into his arms, her eyes fluttering open with a gasp. Philip's voice crackled over the comms. "The Emperor was lying. The planet killer is already active." Zax's hands flew over the controls as their battered ship streaked through the debris field of destroyed Iridian vessels. "Coordinates locked. Plotting intercept course now." Gron growled from the gunner's seat. "Those bastards have a head start. We'll never catch it in time." Kira's steely gaze never left her targeting scope. "We have to try. Failure is not an option." Philip gripped the command chair as Pollux slid into the seat beside him. She met his eyes, her voice low. "I know a way to boost our speed, dangerous and experimental, but it's our only shot." Philip nodded. No time for second-guessing. "Do it." Pollux's fingers danced across her console, rerouting power from every non-critical system. The ship groaned, hull plates rattling, as the engines screamed past their limits. The planet killer loomed ahead, a monstrous silhouette against the stars. Already its psionic beam lanced out, carving a path of destruction toward the distant Galactic Council headquarters. "Weapon locked," Kira called out. "Fire!" Philip roared. A salvo of missiles streaked from their ship, detonating against the planet killer's shields, in a blaze of fire and shrapnel. The behemoth shuddered, but did not slow. "Again!" Another volley, the shields flickering, but still the planet killer advanced. Zax pounded his fist on the console. "It's not enough. We need to get inside its shields." Philip's mind raced. A desperate idea took form, a final gambit. He turned to Pollux. "The device. The one you used on your father. Can it disrupt the planet killer's psionic beam?" Understanding dawned in her eyes. "Yes, but you'd have to get close, dangerously close." Philip's jaw clenched. He keyed the comms. Zax, Kira, Gron, I need you to keep that thing occupied. Buy me some time. Gron's gruff laugh echoed back. You got it, boss. We'll give him hell. Philip pulled Pollux close, his voice fierce. You don't have to do this. The risk... She silenced him with a kiss, fierce and desperate. I'm with you to the end. Together they raced to the shuttle bay, the small craft leaping from the ship with reckless speed. The planet killer filled their view screen, an apex of destruction. Philip wove between the bursts of counterfire, the shuttle bucking and jolting. Pollux clutched the psionic nullifier, her knuckles white. The shuttle skimmed the planet killer's hull. Dodging forests of jutting turrets and sensor arrays, Philip spotted their target, a pulsing node, the source of the psionic beam. There, get us close. Alarms blared as the shuttle scraped the planet killer's shields, the energy field searing its hull. Pollux leaned out the hatch, the wind whipping her hair. With a fierce cry, she hurled the nullifier. It struck the node in a burst of crackling energy. For a moment, nothing. Then a chain reaction, explosions rippling across the planet killer's hull as its psionic systems overloaded. Philip wrenched the shuttle away, the shockwave tossing them like a leaf in a hurricane. Behind them, the planet killer shuddered and went dark, its terrible weapon silenced. Philip reached for Pollux's hand, triumph and relief surging through him. They had done it. Against all odds, they had saved the galaxy. But even as they flew back to their waiting ship, Philip knew this was only the beginning. The Iridian threat was far from over, and he and his team would be ready for whatever came next. As they docked, Zax's voice filled the shuttle, tense and urgent. Philip, we've got a problem. That mole on the Galactic Council. I think I know who it is, and if I'm right, we're all in danger. Philip's blood ran cold. He met Pollux's eyes, seeing his own grim determination reflected back. No rest for the weary. The fight continued. Zax's voice crackled over the comms, laced with urgency. Philip, the planet killer is charging up its main weapon. ETA to firing is 5 minutes. Philip gripped the controls of the assault shuttle, his knuckles white as he pushed the engines to their limit. Beside him, Pollux's face was a mask of grim determination, her eyes fixed on the looming monstrosity ahead. The planet killer hung in space like a malevolent god, its surface bristling with turrets and defense systems. Already swarms of Iridian fighters poured from its hangar bays, their weapons spitting fire as they raced to intercept the approaching strike team. Kira, Gron, keep those fighters off our backs, Philip barked, juking the shuttle to avoid a hail of plasma bolts. Zax, find us a way inside that thing. The Zorgian's fingers danced across his console, his brow furrowed in concentration. There's a maintenance hatch near the equator, but it's heavily guarded. We'll have to punch through their defenses to reach it. Philip nodded, his jaw set. Then that's what we'll do. Everyone hold on tight. He sent the shuttle into a dizzying spiral, the inertial dampeners struggling to compensate as they plunged towards the planet killer's surface. Kira's sniper rifle chattered, picking off Iridian soldiers with each precisely aimed shot. Gron manned the shuttle's gun turret, his massive frame shaking with each recoil as he unleashed a storm of destruction upon their foes. They hit the maintenance hatch like a battering ram, the shuttle's reinforced prow crumpling as it tore through the outer airlock. Alarms blared as Philip and his team leapt from the wreckage, weapons blazing as they charged into the heart of the enemy stronghold. Iridian soldiers swarmed from every direction, their psionic blades humming with deadly energy. Philip and Pollux fought back to back, a whirlwind of fists and fury as they carved a path through the enemy ranks. Zax's hacking skills proved invaluable, his fingers flying over a captured terminal as he overrode blast doors and disabled security systems. But even as they pushed deeper into the planet killer, a chilling realization began to dawn. The weapon's core wasn't just a planet killer, but something far more terrifying, a device capable of creating a black hole that could consume the entire galaxy. Philip's blood ran cold as he stared at the pulsing, malevolent heart of the machine. There was only one way to stop it now. Someone would have to stay behind, to detonate the core from within. A suicide mission. He turned to his team, his voice steady despite the fear clutching at his heart. Get back to the shuttle. I'll handle this. But Pollux stepped forward, her eyes blazing with a fierce determination. No, I'm not leaving you. Philip shook his head. Pollux, you can't. The galaxy needs you, your people. She silenced him with a kiss, fierce and desperate. I need you. I love you, Philip. I'd rather die by your side than live 1,000 years without you. Tears stung Philip's eyes as he held her close, the weight of their shared destiny settling upon his shoulders. Together they fought their way to the core, planting explosives even as the timer ticked down towards oblivion. In those final moments, as the world seemed to hold its breath, Philip and Pollux clung to each other, whispering words of love and regret for the future they would never see. They held each other tight as the explosives detonated, the planet killer vanishing in a blinding flash of light that seared the stars themselves. From a safe distance, the rest of the team watched in stunned silence as the weapon that had haunted the galaxy for so long was finally destroyed. But the price had been high, too high. Philip and Pollux, the human and the alien princess, had given their lives to save billions. Heroes in every sense of the word. In the aftermath, as the Iridian Empire crumbled and a new era of peace began, the galaxy mourned the loss of its saviors. The Galactic Council erected statues in their honor, enshrining their names in the annals of history. But for those who had known them, fought beside them, their absence left a void that could never be filled. Zax, Kira, and Gron went their separate ways, each forever changed by their experiences, but they carried the memory of Philip and Pollux in their hearts, a beacon of hope and sacrifice in a galaxy that would always need heroes. And though the shadows of new threats lurked on the horizon, they knew that the light of those who had given everything would never truly fade. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.